This can go in one of hubby's bins. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple. As you can see, I'm out here in my garage again. I tried to get a little more stuff taken care of out here. It's been a little hot this week, so I didn't get a whole lot done. And today it's not so hot because it's raining, but I had stuff to do today. So I didn't get a whole lot done today either, but I'm going to show you what I did get done. And I don't know if I'll get much more done out here, to be honest, because I'm sort of running out of things that I can deal with because it's not my stuff. I'm going to go show you right now what I've been working on this week. I'm going to go through this bag. So I'll grab that out of here. This is the box that has hubby's jars and cups and things in it. I've been putting them in there. But at this point, I'm seeing that box as I can put that out in my yard. I want to get it out there so I can use it to suppress the weeds. So I'm going to transfer his cups and jars and things over into one of those tote bin thingies. So it seems that hubby wants to keep the things that are here, but I'm going to try to maybe corral the stuff, organize it a little bit, leave it all in the same general area, but maybe it will take up less space and you'll actually be able to see what is here. Because right now, I don't know that you can see what is here. He's got a bag of like books and papers and things, but the bag is starting to disintegrate. So I'm going to try to find another bag or box or something to put this in. And I think I'll try to find a basket or a box for his light bulbs to go in. And maybe a couple other boxes or bins, and just find a way to kind of group this stuff together maybe a little. This is one of the boxes I was actually going to declutter, so this would have been in my last video as being decluttered, but might as well use it, right? Because it hadn't gone out to the driveway giveaway yet, so there you go. He had a blue bag that had newspaper and stuff in it. That stuff's in here, it all fit. And then this box has some of the stuff that was stacked up there, so this way it is a little bit better protected and not get so dirty. He also had some papers laying here. Those are in there as well. And I put that big poster thing that he had on the counter hanging off of the side of this shelf because he has some magnets here. So that is a handy place for it. Keep it safe. And it has a magnet, so it holds onto that light too. I asked him, maybe, is there a place that we're going to use that? So maybe we can get that put up wherever we're going to use it. And then he had a little thing that had a bunch of light bulbs in it, so I put those in this box. They were just kind of spread out on the table too, or on this counter. And then some of the other stuff that was just sitting around here, I put it in another shoebox. And then this shoebox has his oil and his Pyrex glass, because he uses those for his science things. Then he had a couple of other little things around here that he might use for sciencey things or something. So I just grabbed this box, and I figured I could put that sort of thing in here. And this has a bunch of cables, that sort of thing that was on this counter. And I got rid of some of the stuff that was in here. There was a sponge that was sort of disintegrating. You can kind of see how it's just disintegrated all over that stuff. But I don't know what this stuff is. So I'm just going to let hubby deal with that. I went through the bag that had the paint supplies in it. And these are the things that I kept out of that. And this area here, I went through this and pulled out what I could recognize as trash. Or anything that maybe needed to go somewhere else, but I think mostly it was just things that I could throw in the trash. This is a stack of stuff that hubby will need to go through. It's papers. Some of that could be trash, but I don't know. I didn't actually go through that. But the rest of this, I just kind of sorted it into little piles, basically tools and whatnot. I just had 4 things that will be given away. This thing here, this shelf, and 2 pom-poms. All the rest of this is just going to go in the recycle or into the trash bin. Okay, so let's see. We're back out here. It is hot today, so I don't want to spend too long out here. I can put these things away. These can go in one of hubby's bins. I put the cups and jars that hubby had in this box over into this bin. All of it fit. And I found a couple of plastic bags that I can get rid of. And now I am going to take this box outside and put it in the flower bed so it can help suppress the weeds. There's another pretty good sized box under this table that has some of those things that hubby's been saving. So I'm going to grab out another bin and put this stuff in there, and then I'll have another cardboard box that I can put out in my flower bed. A whole bunch of stuff. It's just trash. I'm going to deal with this stuff that's up here because this is actually the spot where hubby likes to sit some of the recycle things like milk jug and the pop bottles and things, but I put things here so he could let me know if he wanted to keep them or not. And now they've just been sitting here for a while and he can't put his recycle stuff in this spot. So I'm going to deal with all this so he can have his recycle spot back. I got this cleared off and put his recycle stuff back up here where he normally puts it. The rest of the stuff I put somewhere else except for this bag of stuff. It's just a bunch of old nails and screws. And if we need one, we can find a nail and a screw. I think we can let this little bag of tricks go. We don't need that, do we? No, we don't. Bye-bye. This is not my stuff, and hubby isn't really wanting to get rid of a lot of it. So really, it's just going to be a matter of trying to just group things together. Like, these are some things that I worked on last summer and put some of this type of stuff into these kinds of boxes. But I don't really see anything else right now that I can do myself without him saying, yeah, it's okay. He's a butterfly. That means he needs to see things. So if I put his stuff in a bin, the things that he needs to have out where he can see it, he's not going to see it, and it's just going to sit in that bin, even if it has a label on it. So, like, I was going to move that stuff into a bin, those blue things, and a few other things that are out here. But I'm kind of second-guessing that decision because I asked him about these books up here. And he does have a plan for those. He is going to give them away, but it's going to be a while. So I said, well, can I put them in a bin in the meantime? And he said, no, they have to stay there, or he won't. It won't make sense to his brain. So all of that stuff just has to stay there. And I think that's going to be the case with pretty much most of this. If I go messing with it too much, he's not going to know where anything is. I did ask him to go through this stuff because I don't know if we actually need to keep these old books. I think it's something he maybe got for me, but they look kind of like really like grody. So I'm just going to go ahead and say let those go if they were for me, because I probably don't want them. I've been letting go of my books and things. So I don't need to even be tempted to keep them. I also swept out from under this table, and I found a few more things that I put into a third bin, and also some stuff that went in the trash. And then I also found more stuff under here, and then also under here too. Found even more stuff. This is where I put the pots and pans that he's been gathering for I don't know what reason, but he's got all those. So I kept finding more and more, so I've put them all in this bin. I did label it, but it's on the end. I turned it sideways so that it wouldn't stick out beyond the desk. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got accomplished today. It took a while to do because I was also going out and putting things out in the flower bed. But mostly, I mean, I think I just only found trash today. I don't think I found anything to give away today. I'm going to throw all of this in the trash. All of this can go in the trash. I have 5 minutes before I have to be doing something else. So I'm going to grab all of this stuff and put it into this box, and then see if I have any time left to do anything else out here in this garage today. Okay, that took me about 4 minutes, I grabbed another box and put the rest that wouldn't fit in here, put it into this box. So now this little area is a little bit more tidied up, and it's easier to just move stuff out of my way and put it back. And hubby doesn't care if everything's kind of like separated up. He just needs it to be in this general area. So I've got it all into boxes. That'll make it easier as we continue on with tidying up out here in the garage. Okay, I have about 5 minutes to get a little bit more done. What I'm doing is I'm watching my friend Jen from the Happily Organized Chaos. I'm watching her daughter live stream on her dance competition. So I am trying to do a little bit of stuff in between her dance performances. So I have about 5 minutes to get a little bit more done before the next one comes on. So I'm going to put these paint supplies in a box, and I saw some others around this garage. I'm going to put them in with the paint supplies so they'll all be together. I put the paint supplies in this box, and I chose one that had a lid. I can put a label on this so we'll know what's in it, but that way I can sit this box of tools on top of that, since this is not something that I will have to access very often. I propped the tabletop ironing board over here, propped it up on its sides, so now it is not taking up so much counter space. You probably know that I am really terrible about putting labels on my boxes. I'm trying to get better at that, so before I forgot, I grabbed the Sharpie and I came out here and I wrote a label on each of these boxes. That way when hubby comes looking for something, he won't have to open every single box to find it, and hopefully it won't take him too long to figure out where his things are now that I have moved them all around. They're in the same general area for the most part, but you know how it is. If somebody moves your stuff, all of a sudden then you just can't find it anywhere. Well, I don't want that to happen, so hopefully these little simple labels will help. Looks like it is sort of like a dollhouse kit, but it's a lighthouse. So I'm going to try to get it out of here. It's probably something either that I've gotten and forgot about, or my hubby got it for me, because I used to do miniatures a lot. So if it's for me, I'm going to see if he's okay with me just letting it go, because I don't need it. I'm not going to put it together. Hubby didn't want his books that he had here put in a bin or stored away in a box. He wants to be able to see them. So I just propped this box here like this, put the two stacks together, and so it's more or less like a shelf. And then I put this little bag that was laying here in between where the two stacks were, so that he can tell one stack from the other in case he needs to know that. Hopefully that doesn't mess him up too badly, but it gives him a little bit of space here on the counter or on the top of this file cabinet now, and he can also sit something on top of the box or add more books to the stack if he wants to. So, and they're less likely to fall off. And it's also a good idea, or a good thing, that I went through that stack, because I found this bag mixed in with it, and he probably thought it was his stuff, but it's actually a bag of junk that was mine that was supposed to go in the trash a long time ago. So I don't know how it got stuck up there, but it's just a bag of trash. So it's going now. I'm going to give you a quick tour of what I've been doing. You can see I've gathered tools and just put them in the box here. Paint supplies in a box. Some of the things that were on this desk, just gathered them and put them in a box so that instead of just being all over the desk, they're in a box. We can slide it around, but hubby can still see what it is. Same with this. This is more of the stuff that he had just spread out on this desk. And they're turned this direction so that they're not blocking the cubby holes, so he can still see into those cubby holes and find whatever he would need in there. And then these things up here, just kind of tidied up a little bit up there. And this has been tidied up, and I put labels on the boxes so that he should be able to find things when he comes looking for them. Hopefully it makes it not only look better, but also function better for both of us. And that will be the true test of whether this garage declutter / semi-organization project has been a success. It's still a work in progress, but I think I have done as much as I can do, because it's not my stuff, and I don't see anything else that I can really just throw out. I think the rest of it is just stuff he's going to have to go through himself at some point. So I'm just going to have to leave it as it is. And the goal was to make it so that it was more functional for both of us, and so that we could walk through here. I'd like to find somewhere to put that that thing, but it's a pretty big and heavy and awkward piece of equipment, and it's out of the way there, so I'm just going to leave it. But we can get back through there, and I think it will be a little bit more functional, and that was the goal. I think I'm going to do the cardboard and mulch thing that everybody's been saying to do. That's what I was already kind of thinking of to do, but I wasn't sure. I said I didn't know if it was a good idea or not. But that's what you guys are saying, so I'm going to go ahead and trust it. And you can see here where I have put the cardboard boxes. I didn't have enough to really do it as thoroughly as I need to, but I used what I had to cover up as much of the area as I could, and I didn't have any bricks that I could get to, so I just grabbed some limbs and things that were out in the back and laid them on these boxes, and hopefully that will help to hold them in place. Yeah, so I'm hoping that this will help to suppress the weeds. If I didn't get out here and do this as soon as possible, I mean, I could already tell, I didn't have enough to put back here, and you can already tell how quickly they're already growing back, right? So I'll need to find something to put in that little spot as soon as possible. And I think I can continue filling in the areas, like right here. I can continue filling in that stuff as I come across cardboard boxes and just kind of try to keep on top of it. Hopefully this will keep the weeds a little bit under control, and I can keep finding some more cardboard and then maybe get some mulch or something to put over top of that and make it so it won't be so ugly, because that looks pretty weird.
What happens when a person tries to get their clutter organized? They end up with a mess of bins and boxes that they've put stuff in. Stacked and packed and labeled clear, it stays until who knows what year. All the while taking space, full of stuff they cannot face. And even though it goes unused, letting go has been refused. Open up another bin, more to store is going in. With so many, there's no doubt. Clutter inside, clutter out. Separate them into rooms. Change the name and call them dooms.
I am done out here, at least for the time being, so I'm going to start decluttering in my basement again. So let me know in the comments if you have been decluttering anything around your house. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear all about what you're doing. Meanwhile, happy decluttering!